Today I came to the national capital of fireworks to find out how they're made. Shall we check it out? We're in Santo Antonio de Monte in Minas Gerais, and this city is the biggest producer of fireworks in Brazil. Today we're going to see the production at the Diamante Fireworks Factory. From here, products are shipped all over the country, from professional fireworks displays at shows and big events, to 15th birthday parties, weddings, and of course, New Year's Eve. This is going to be a factory unlike anything we've ever seen before, because things can't be made in a giant warehouse where everything is together. These are dangerous products that can't be near each other, and the process is very delicate. First of all, the factory is in a rural area, out here in the middle of a huge field, all spread out. Everything happens in tiny little houses, which they call pavilions here. Just so you have an idea, there are 87 of them here. And what if something happens? If something happens in one pavilion, the others are far away. There are thousands of different fireworks, but they all work in pretty much the same way. First, they need to fly. And this can be done by launching the whole set with fire coming out the back, just like a real rocket. Or it can be done in a way more similar to a revolver bullet or a cannon shot, where the payload is launched out from inside a tube. And that's the type we're going to look at today. Second, there's the part that creates the effect, which can be sound or light. At the factory we're visiting, they only make fireworks with visual effects. They're not firecrackers. There is some noise when they're launched, when the fireworks burn in the air. But it's nothing like those fireworks that are made to explode and shake the ground. So let's look inside a specific product they make here for shows. It's the Mine Cometa. It can be triggered remotely and releases a kind of comet of colorful stars. If you had X-ray vision, you would see this inside. It's triggered by this little wire that burns at the tip. So when we apply electric power, a spark will be created here. It's like an electric match, which we call a squib. It can be triggered with very, very few volts. A battery is enough. Shall we test it? Right after that, there will be a thick layer of black powder, which is this right here. When it burns, the powder releases a lot of hot gases, and that expels all the product's payload. It's like that pet bottle rocket from Oba that we always show on Manual do Mundo. Black powder isn't made here. It arrives ready, but it's one of the most sensitive products of all. That's why the storage is very far from the main building. Here in front, we have this concrete barricade. The warehouse is nearly swallowed by the mountain. The building is simple, but it has a round-the-clock surveillance camera and a lightning rod just for it. Everything is designed with security and logistics in mind. White powder, for example, uses potassium perchlorate and ammonium perchlorate. These are substances strictly controlled by the Army, because in a chemical reaction, they can provide a lot of oxygen. They'll supply the oxidizer, and then you'll get an intense combustion reaction. One of the safety measures here is to place the storage almost underground. It's inside an excavated area. Right at the entrance, there's a metal plate connected to the ground, so you can discharge your static electricity. This is to prevent you from creating any sparks inside. Let's take a quick peek like this. A ton of gunpowder. It looks kind of dirty like this because its formula contains charcoal. I'm already getting pretty uncomfortable around all this gunpowder. Let's go back to the lab, right? From here on, the art begins. The colors. What you're going to see up there. In this product, here we'll have these colored pellets, which they call stars. They create that effect of colorful stars in the sky, which we see in almost all fireworks, and there are stars of every kind you can imagine. I have 3 different examples here, look. They're different sizes, they can have different colors. The effect they create in the sky also varies. Its formula is gunpowder with something that will give it color. And here's one of the questions people asked us the most when I said I was going to record a video about fireworks. Where does all this color come from? Each metal burns with a different color, and it's usually part of a salt compound. For example, strontium carbonate. But just saying it isn't fun. We brought some examples here for you to see. This blue, for example, comes from copper. The green comes from barium. Yellow is sodium. That's right, the same one that's in table salt, which is sodium chloride. And the red is strontium. We use it in toothpaste, for example. And of course, we can get other colors by mixing these metals I mentioned. The pellet is made in a way similar to making brigadeiro or a snowball. It starts with a tiny little grain, which can be gunpowder itself. But they can also use some kind of seed, a plant seed really, because the idea is that the ingredients build up around it. So in a kind of cement mixer, these seeds are placed. Then you need to moisten it, add some kind of glue, and then powder, which is the mixture of gunpowder with the salt that will give it color. As the ingredients are added, you can make bigger and bigger balls. The ball keeps growing, depending on the size of the fireworks being produced. A ball can reach about 1 inch in diameter, more or less. Look how cool! The cement mixer's motor is on the outside. Its base is grounded. And here are these sieves to standardize the size of the balls. Because if the size is irregular, if there's a small one and a big one, the burning will also be all weird. This process of building up the layers can take several days, because after one is done, you have to wait for it to dry before adding the next one. And in the end, they have to be stored in a kind of bunker. Some products only include the gunpowder propulsion in the star. But here we also have the comet, which will leave a trail in the sky. It's a tablet, it's a cylinder. The formulation of this product will vary depending on the effect we want to achieve, but basically, it will have gunpowder, salt to give it color, and metals that help give it shine, which they call magnesium here. It's a mixture of magnesium and aluminum, and other things that can help form the tube, like some kind of glue, for example. This kind of crumbly gunpowder mixture is pressed very carefully, and that's going to be done here. Just look at the collection of safety measures to begin with. There's a pool on the floor here, about 3 centimeters of water, and the idea is to prevent a thin layer of gunpowder residue from forming on the floor, so it doesn't become dangerous. The water also helps keep the environment humid, which means less static electricity. The second thing is that there's absolutely nothing that uses electricity. Yes, not even a light bulb. Everything has to be done with sunlight. On the table, there's already an anti-static mat, which is to prevent static electricity from causing any sparks, any little flashes. The press is outside and works with compressed air. That means the electrically powered motor that generates the compressed air is far away outside. And there's also a window that protects the operator during pressing. So you can operate the press with a lever, but everything is happening on the other side. Even the box that stores the gunpowder has anti-static protection. Because the pressed gunpowder's damp, it helps it bind. It needs to go into a kind of little drying room to dry in the sun. And once again, there's no electricity, and no one stays nearby. At the end here, there's still a cap that goes on. All of this needs to be sealed tightly to create pressure when you ignite the gunpowder. It can't be loose. It has to work just like in a cannon or a firearm cartridge. The disc has a very small hole. That's so we can put it inside the tube and let the air escape. Otherwise, it wouldn't even go in. So far, we've seen everything separately, but all these parts need to be organized and put together in one place. During assembly, the tube already comes with the label and the squib. They are arranged in a module with 49 fireworks. And to calculate the exact amount, the ingredients are added with a dispenser. Each step has to be checked with a flashlight, since electricity can't be used here either. The discs are pushed in, and a seal is applied at the end to protect the gunpowder from moisture. What I find most magical about this is that the visual effect we're going to see depends on a kind of chemical creativity. The formation of the colors, the trails, the time each thing will burn, all depend on the formula that was used. So the possibilities are kind of endless. Look at how many ingredients I have here behind me. The Breaking Bad genius behind everything we've seen is the Argentine Jorge Ferrando. He was passionate about rockets when he was a child, and that's why he chose to study chemical engineering. Jorge came to Brazil in 1999 and founded the first factory in 2007. He has already invented hundreds of fireworks, and today he is internationally recognized. Jorge, what did you do?
We made a red granulate to show how to make some starter color granules.
So, I'm going to try to make some in a more manual way, and at the end of the video, we'll see if they work. Here I'm not being very precise, right? Is it ready? Is it tampered with? That too, but I bet it's going to work. We followed the products they make here to get a general idea. But right now, there are 439 different fireworks in Diamante's catalog. So they're preparing a demonstration here with a lot of cool stuff. Almost nothing is set off by a fuse. It's all on the squib, and there's already an electrical system here, look. Each of these numbers is a channel, a different button that we can press to set off a specific firework. There's even an aluminum base where we can adjust the angle for where each thing will fly. Yeah, this is the control panel for the fireworks. This communication is by cable, but there's also radio communication. The question we got the most is how the shapes are formed in the sky. Here it is, look. This is an aerial shell that the people from Pyromax, which is a company nearby, gave us. It's going to form a heart in the sky. And as you might have guessed, here it's open. So what do we have inside? Several stars forming a heart in the middle of a bunch of rice husks that have been coated with gunpowder. This one is ready. It's 8 inches in diameter. How does it work? It goes inside this paper tube like a cannonball. It's lit at the tip of the fuse, and the first thing that burns is the gunpowder in this chamber down here. That creates pressure and violently ejects this ball. The fire from the gunpowder will catch on these 2 little tubes that burn slowly. It takes a few seconds for them to burn completely. That's enough time for the ball to rise, I don't know, about 100 meters high, more or less. And only then, when it burns all the way to the tip, the fire will ignite the gunpowder on the rice husks. That's when the ball will explode, throwing the stars in all directions, exactly in the shape that was drawn here. And then we'll have a heart in the sky. Do you think these fireworks of mine are going to work? There are a lot of people back here who don't believe it. Look.
Let's do the test.
1,
2, 3, and...
All right, did you notice that the 2 effects were different heights? The cracker was lower and the red one was higher. So the cracker, since it's smaller, goes lower, and the red shell, since it was bigger, went higher.
Is that also a way to control what happens in the sky then?
Yes, it's a way to control it, add more effects to one tube, and do more in the sky.
And can I start working here already?
You're hired.
Now it's really showtime. I think you're going to want to like this video, not just because of the fireworks, but because you must have noticed that we're introducing new branding. A new intro to celebrate the 18th anniversary, and this new phase of Manual do Mundo. It was a lot of work, just like making these fireworks. And that's going to be reflected in what we'll see in the sky and on the channel from now on. Did you think we'd forget the heart-shaped firework? For those of you who enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out Boravem, where we showed how poppets are made. It was also here in Santo Antonio de Monte, and it's quite different from what we imagined.